All right, students, today's learning objective is understanding simple interest and compound interest. It's a lot to throw at you all at once, so pay close attention. This is very important because it deals with real life money stuff that everybody goes through in life. If you ever have a credit card or are buying a house or a car, interest is really important. Interest is the extra money. Sometimes you have to pay extra money if you don't have it. Like on your credit card, there's an interest that you have to pay that's extra, or a car payment or a house payment. Sometimes interest can be money you get from a savings account or a CD from a bank. And here's two ways to find interest. There's the simple interest way, which is a formula that a lot of people memorize pretty easily, but it's probably not used in real life as much as compound interest. It's where interest, or the extra money you get, to find the extra money, you take the principal, which is the starting money, times the rate, which is a percent that the money changes by, times time. So I equals PRT is something people memorize. The interest, or the extra money, equals the principal times rate times time. Compound interest is a lot more work, as you can see by the examples down here later. It's interest that's calculated and recalculated after each increment of time. I'll explain that more when we get to the example. One example of simple interest is you have $1,000 for 5 years at 5%. A principal, which means starting money, a period of time, which is 5 years, and 5%, which is the amount that it changes by. And we're going to do the same example with 1,000 for 5 years at 5%, and we're going to get a different answer when it comes to compound interest. So for this example, my dad, when I was a teenager, gave me $1,000. If I would have put it at a bank in an account called a CD for 5 years at 5%, I could earn extra money for doing nothing by just keeping it in that CD. I would just take my principal, which is $1,000, times it by 5 for 5 years, and then change my 5% so that it looks like 5 cents. And after 5 years, that $1,000 that my dad gave me as a Christmas present could be worth $1,250, an extra $250 for doing nothing. Now, compound interest would be similar. For Christmas, if my dad gave me $1,000 for 5 years at 5%, after the first year, I still do the exact same thing. 1,000 times 1 year at 5%, and I end up with $1,050 after that first year. So in my account after that first year, there's $1,050 in there. I save it for another year. I have $1,050 that I save for another year at 5%. Now that account has $1,102.50 in it, and so on and so on. So for each year that you save, you need to recalculate it by 5% for compound. Compound means putting more and more together. So this means you need to stop and use the number you have after every year. Because after the first year, you don't have $1,000 anymore. You have $1,050. After the next year, you don't have $1,050 anymore. You have $1,102.50. So for compound interest, after 5 years, this was $1,276.28. Oh, I'm saying end in the wrong spots. This is $1,250. This is worth more, even though the examples were the same. All right, that's a lot to throw at you. You might need to watch this video more than once. Take care.